You cannot allow them to desecrate something as important as the Last Supper with transsexuals and little children, pedophilia. There has to be a point you stand up for your beliefs. If you have something in life and you don't stand up for it, it will not last. If you have a house, you don't maintain it, it will fall down. Business, you don't work, it's gone.
Here, no one gives a fuck about you. The Chinese don't give a fuck about you. Trump doesn't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. No one on this plane gives a fuck about you or your books. Even this newspaper, which is not a book, doesn't even mention your name. You're a nobody, a scumbag. You always have been a useless piece of shit. Of everyone on this plane, you are the least needed. You are certainly the most disliked. You're a failure as a man. And I want you to know that. Chinese know it. Trump knows it. The Hondurans know it. And they know you ain't shit. So I'm going to read to you about geopolitics because he's a fucking loser with his stupid shit.
The video begins with a scathing personal attack. Tate claims the British Prime Minister has lost all international standing, citing leaders from China to the US. While the language is aggressive, it sets the tone for a deeper grievance regarding the UK's current political climate.
Women are unsafe. People get stabbed to death. Crime is out of control. Does the media talk about murderers every day? No. Does the media talk about drug dealers every day? No. Does the media talk about the crime committed by the migrants we let in every day? No. The media talks about me every day. Why? Because I highlight the problem. Not because I am a problem, but because I tell you there's a problem. Friendly reminder to everybody at home. The UK government does not care about women. It allows grooming gangs to groom at length for decades. They don't care. They won't even investigate it. They won't look at it. They open the borders and allow in millions of military-age men, God knows where they're from, without passports, no one knows their criminal record, from questionable countries, which obviously have a misogynistic worldview, because I'm the world's worst misogynist. They allow these people to roam our streets. They pay for them to come, and they pay for them to live for free, which makes women unsafe. They have no time to police any of this. They have no time to investigate any of this, but they have time to drag up allegations on me from 15 years ago for talking about these issues. If they cared about women, they'd fix the issues. They don't care about women. Do not buy it for a second. They don't care about women. They don't care about young girls being safe. They don't care about combating misogyny.
Tate then shifts focus to domestic issues. He questions why the British media focuses on him daily while, in his view, knife crime and drug dealing spiral out of control. He positions himself not as the problem, but as the one highlighting it.
They don't care about any of that. They care about control and locking up anyone who highlights the problems inside of the UK. It is so broken. They are not trying to fix the problems. Instead, they're trying to get rid of the people who talk about the problems. The UK government does not give a single fuck about women and girls, or they'd stop the boats. They don't give a single fuck about women and girls, or they'd stop the grooming gangs. Why are they dragging up allegations on me from 15 years ago by promising women money if they lie? And after an extensive investigation, contacting over 1,000 women, they found 3 girls who were prepared to lie. What about the 997 who said I'm a nice guy? This is a setup. This is a stitch up. And do not buy their garbage for a second that they give a single fuck about the young women inside the UK, because they don't care. Our streets run with blood. Women are unsafe. People get stabbed to death. Crime is out of control. Does the media talk about murderers every day? No. Does the media talk about drug dealers every day? No. Does the media talk about the crime committed by the migrants we let in every day? No. The media talks about me every day. Why? Because I highlight the problem. Not because I am a problem, but because I tell you there's a problem.
A major portion of the address deals with the border crisis. Tate alleges that the government prioritizes his legal battles over investigating grooming gangs or securing the borders. He claims the system is broken and is targeting him to distract the public from institutional failures.
Interesting questions are, firstly, how did Jeffrey Epstein get so rich? Because nobody can seem to answer that question.
Right.
I sit here and wonder, while our elites of Western governments are continually making decisions which go against the will of 95% of the electorate on repeat. Nobody in the UK wants all of their tax money sent to Ukraine. We have enough problems in England. Nobody in the UK wants the small boats to keep arriving, yet they keep arriving. So we have a democratic system, which is clearly completely corrupted. There's clearly compromise on all of the elites inside of our system. These people are clearly financing pedophiles on the other side of the planet, making them billionaires. And they're making decisions that nobody is voting for and that nobody wants. And then to try and deflect and conflate, they take my brother and I and they say that we're dangerous. Or now we have Keir trying to sell Mandelson down the river, just as you quite correctly pointed out, when he made the decision himself. Our systems are completely corrupted from head to toe, and Epstein is only the tip of the iceberg. There are many other secret societies, many other islands, and many other places where these people convene. And that's where conversations are happening, which completely subvert the will of democracy and subvert the will of the electorate.
Moving into geopolitics, Tate questions the allocation of UK taxpayer money, specifically mentioning the billions sent to Ukraine. He suggests a disconnect between the elite decision-makers and the will of the British electorate, calling the democratic system corrupted from head to toe.
Imagine that this live broadcast channel is shown to teenagers in school for an hour a week. Not even that, an hour a month. Here's what happens when you take someone's life. Here's the story of this guy. He's been in that jail for 8 years.
Oh, you saw him last month. Do you remember 30 days ago he was sitting there? Well, now his hair and toenails are slightly longer and nothing else has changed.
He's in the exact same place to the day he dies because he thought it was a good idea to run around with a knife and be a tough guy and take some innocent person's life. That is how you deter. I guarantee knife crime would disappear the second my TV channel launches. We need a large deterrent because enough is enough. It is unsafe to walk the streets of London anymore, and nobody talks about it, especially not the corrupt and rotten BBC.
Perhaps his most controversial suggestion is his deterrent theory. Tate argues that showing the harsh reality of prison life to teenagers would eliminate knife crime instantly. He takes another swipe at the BBC, labeling it as a rotten institution.
Guys, I believe most of you are Christians. I'm a Muslim. Yes, this is Romania, supposed to be the most Christian country in Europe. You cannot allow them to desecrate something as important as the Last Supper with transsexuals and little children, pedophilia. There has to be a point you stand up for your beliefs. If you have something in life and you don't stand up for it, it will not last. If you have a house, you don't maintain it, it will fall down. Business, you don't work, it's gone. Relationship, you don't take care of her, she'll leave you. It's the same with religion. If you Christians don't start standing up for things, when they mock you publicly and openly, you'll have no religion left. It doesn't matter, it's a matter of time. Especially now, Romania and all these other countries have opened the border. Millions of people who come here are not Christian. And if you don't say, this is a Christian country and we respect Christianity, they won't respect it either. It's the end. And it's the man's job. It's the job of men to defend things. This is what a man is supposed to do. It's man and woman for a reason, but the man is a fighter. The men have to stand up and fight against these things. Guys, this is supposed to be the most Christian country in Europe. When they try this crap again, I expect to see you all at the next embassy, wherever it is. Thank you, guys.
In the final act, Tate, now a Muslim, addresses the Christian population of Romania and Europe. He urges people to stand up for their religious beliefs against what he calls desecration, and mocks the lack of resistance against shifting cultural norms.
Women are unsafe. People get stabbed to death. Crime is out of control. Does the media talk about murderers every day? No. Does the media talk about drug dealers every day? No. Does the media talk about the crime committed by the migrants we let in every day? No. The media talks about me every day. Why? Because I highlight the problem. Not because I am a problem, but because I tell you there's a problem.
The video ends as it began, with a warning. Whether this is a populist manifesto or a defense strategy remains a topic of heated debate. For a country facing a cost of living crisis and political shifts, these words are certainly fueling the fire of public discourse.